Big Ben, Buckingham Palace, the Tower of London, the River Thames, the Houses of Parliament, the London Eye, St Paul's Cathedral, Tower Bridge and Hyde Park. But forget all that, only one thing matters around here: football.
Every week there's a local derby. So
Well, g'day Millwall. We won the league at Shite Hart Lane.
we've got 13 professional football teams. You've got the top of the tree, then you go right to the other end. It makes up the rich tapestry of London football.
London is the undisputed football capital of the world, with more professional clubs than any other city in the world. This is my 4-part series exploring the beautiful game at the home of football. The cosmopolitan and trendy north of London is home to Arsenal, Tottenham Hotspur and Barnet. In the gritty, poorer east reside West Ham United and Leyton Orient. South of the River Thames, it's more residential and culturally contrasting, and it's home to Millwall, Charlton Athletic, Crystal Palace and AFC Wimbledon. In posher, more sophisticated surroundings in the west live Chelsea, Queen's Park Rangers, Brentford and Fulham. Any football fan that hasn't seen football played in London hasn't lived.
Maybe it's because I'm a Londoner that I love London so.
This is West London, the pound signs of London's quartet of regions. Whilst this area might be host to London's flashier establishments, it is also steeped in football tradition, yet its 4 clubs are almost benign to each other owing to the fact they've rarely been in the same division. Fulham don't like QPR, QPR don't like Chelsea, Brentford don't like Fulham, and well, Chelsea have bigger fish to fry. Confused? Good, so am I. London's West End, the theatre and drama, is not only reserved for the stages. So many football clubs and so much history packed into such a small radius. Fulham Football Club, who are you? London's oldest club, Fulham, or Family Ham. Their stadium is a cottage and they're situated right on the River Thames. Nobody dislikes Fulham. They've spent most of their existence being, well, pretty damn woeful, but then a sugar daddy came in and made them a little better. But the football world draws the line when they think it's okay to put a statue of Michael Jackson outside their stadium. Awkward. Just 6 kilometres away from Fulham are neighbours Brentford, the Bees. Although they haven't done much stinging in their history, in 130 years, they haven't won anything. West London is the most expensive area to live in the whole country per square metre, although you wouldn't think it if Brentford was the first place you landed on. But it's not all bad around here. Just look at this place. Character. Griffin Park, the only stadium in the top 2 flights of English football to still have terracing. Right here behind both goals. Absolutely phenomenal. How football should be watched.
Og så her kommer den, Brentford, de foran 2-1.
And Griffin Park's biggest appeal to supporters, there's a pub in all 4 corners of the stadium. Well, be rude not to.
It's just a unique atmosphere in Brentford. Big teams love coming here. We had Stoke. Stoke, beginning of the season, they had lots of trouble away. You know, there's always elements within your club, but it's difficult to control, and we had worries. But you know what? On the day they came down here, they realised what a friendly place Brentford is and how friendly the pubs are. They loved it. There was nothing. They're actually one of the best teams we had this season. You know, it's wonderful to see that.
Enough about the famous Stoke City, though. This is West London. The headline grabbers around here are the boys in blue, Queen's Park Rangers and Chelsea. The west of London this is elite.
It is. We were always at the forefront of kind of culture, if you like, and with that 1.5 miles from Harrods, Harrods being the #1 department store in London. I think everyone looked down on the other clubs in England. Found them a bit common, a bit vulgar.
Now Lampard! Oh, screamer!
Oh, that's a great little chip by Zola, and in off the foot of the post. What an instinctive goal by this magic little Italian.
Blue is the colour in this season's FA Cup, and very much Chelsea is the name.
Ladies and gentlemen, winning trophies is great.
In 1905, Chelsea Football Club were formed right here in this pub. They spent the first century of their existence vying only for success in cup competitions. They won the league title in 1955, but that was a one-off. This is a different Chelsea than the one we know today. Even in my childhood, they were just a cup team, and all that changed in 2003.
They're a world-class team now, and have been for, you know, that period of time since Roman Abramovich took over.
You have won 18 major trophies under Abramovich.
Is that all?
It's the great times, it's the golden times now for Chelsea. It might not last forever. Just enjoy it while it does.
When Jose Mourinho gave his first ever press conference as a Chelsea manager, he made a very famous statement that you'll be able to find.
I think I'm a special one.
But to Chelsea fans, that wasn't the most important statement. The most important statement he made that day was, when I leave this club, I want to have changed the identity, and I want the identity to be winners. Physical joke. He turned us, Roman turned us, into winners.
It's taken 50 years, but the blue flag now truly is flying high.
We have an owner who adores the club. It's a drug. He's got the drug, that's brilliant. But unfortunately, the club is in a bit of decline because of it. The recruitment of players and the recruitment of managers, the recruitment of everything is done on a business structure and not on a football structure. And football is not business.
This might be a different Chelsea to the one people got accustomed to years ago, but the history and character still remains, particularly in this stadium, which remains in its original form. And also, I'm Chelsea's lucky mascot. 6 times I've been here, they've won every time. Only difference today, they don't play Stoke.
Pogba's on the ball. And a late run from Herrera! Here he goes, Paul Pogba. 2-0 Manchester United.
Another Chelsea manager is about to come out and have to explain himself about his future following another defeat.
Oh, it's not my problem. My problem is to start again tomorrow morning and to work.
Things change, times move on, but there's still a soul still here.
That identity of winners still lingers. Thus last year, when we were terrible, we won the FA Cup. We are winners.
Congratulations to Chelsea. Back in the winning mood again.
From Chelsea's King's Road to neighbouring Queen's Park, where the shadow of Chelsea looms large.
QPR, the only team in West London.
QPR have a song, West London is ours, and that's the way the fans feel. The other teams are not really relevant.
These teams like Fulham and Chelsea and Brentford, not in West London, my friend. Only one.
Spencer's cross comes in. And the shot! Oh! Magnificent! That is brilliant!
Misfortune, mismanagement, perhaps misplaced. QPR have flirted with London's elite, but being a stone's throw away from Chelsea and Fulham make it difficult for the Super Hoops. But in this part of West London, this community, only one thing matters: Queen's Park Rangers.
April 1973 was my first game, and I've been to every home game since then, every league, cup, friendly and testimonial. Tonight it's 1,171 consecutive home games, and it's my whole life. I've rearranged everything in my life so that I can go to QPR. School, university, I didn't leave London. Work-wise, I've got a job where I can cover QPR, and it means so much to me. The moment when Bobby Zamora scored the winning goal in the playoff final against Derby County 5 years ago now, best moment of my life, and that's even better than my daughter being born.
Unbelievable! From the very brink of elimination, Bobby Zamora has surely scored another playoff winner.
When Zamora scored at Wembley, that was the one moment in my life that I was happiest.
It's a very, very special club. I think if you speak to fans and players, some players join us, and it's only when they get here and play for us in Loftus Road, in that stadium, that actually you start to realise actually it's a special little club. There's a little bit of magic about it.
A community with a club with its thoughts on the community. On the 14th of June 2017, less than 1 kilometre from Loftus Road, the home of QPR, a fire broke out in the 24-storey Grenfell Tower block of flats, causing 72 deaths. It was the deadliest structural fire in the UK since the Second World War. In adversity, football shows its beauty. Queen's Park Rangers showed theirs.
It was very real for us, very local, and really we, along with everybody else in the local community, we just rallied and tried to play a role in the local community. So we put on a summer programme so they could spend all day with us having some fun, playing football, so that the parents could sort out some of the issues that they were facing, obviously. And then had a celebrity football match. We raised £1 million. Football clubs are there to bring people together, and at a time of great need, we were able to pull everybody together.
Not much cover on Laws, and Sinton exposes that with a cracking goal for Queen's Park Rangers.
I was very privileged, fortunate to play for some big clubs. Happy times, happy memories of every club I played for, but this is the one that it's basically where I made my name. I came from 3rd Division, Brentford, within 2 years into the England side. And as I say, 4.5 wonderful years here, happy memories. That's a special club. We're a small, close-knit group, if you like, and that includes the fans. Fans are brilliant here. There's no better place to play than Loftus Road when it's full, under the light.
Well, we dropped out of the Premier League at the wrong time. In 1996, it was just when the Premier League was starting to take off, and the money and the TV deals. The very first year of the Premier League, 92-93, QPR finished 5th and top London club, and a lot of people forget that. In those days, being top London club was a big accolade that everybody spoke about. Now it's never mentioned. And then we got back to the Premier League in 2011, but the wrong sort of genre of player was signed. There were journeymen coming to the end of their careers on big money, didn't quite put a shift in, and so Rangers have had 2 flirtations back in the Premier League in recent years, but with the wrong type of players, and we couldn't survive. The club is now crippled with financial fair play restrictions and a massive fine, and they can't spend any money, so there's a period of austerity ahead for the club.
Half-hearted pitch invasion from the QPR fans who've had so little to celebrate this season.
Cheers. Cheers.
Queen's Park Rangers, 5 consecutive defeats, just a point gained in 2019. It's Queen's Park Rangers in action at Loftus Road.
Queen's Park Rangers spent the first part of their existence as a nomadic club. They played at about 20 different stadiums before they settled here at Loftus Road, a great place to watch football. The stadium, in fact, I've seen football played at more than any other stadium in London, and I'm going to do something I've never done before. I'm going to stand with the QPR fans and watch the game. It's a bit unusual this for me. I'm normally stood over there. Do that after? Yeah.
Push him in! Push him in!
The thing is at QPR, you just never know what you're going to get. I love QPR, they're the fucking world's greatest.
In the glitz and glamour of West London, while stocks and shares may dominate a lot of conversations, football remains prominent in this community because after all, this is the football capital of the world.